everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very, very well. More Chelsea news here for you guys. It's not slowing down. We all thought that maybe things would just ease up a little bit. We've had a busy few years in the transfer market, especially the summer transfer window. But it doesn't look like anything's going to be slowing down. So let's just get straight into it, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please do and like the video as well if you're a fan of what you're seeing. First player of the day, Riccardo Calafiori from Bologna. He is a left back who is heavily linked with Chelsea at the moment. Very, very much suited to what we're looking to do with Enzo Maresca in terms of playing style. Player who's able to invert into the midfield. Very, very offensive player rather than a more defensive option like Marc Cucurella. Yeah, for me, I think if we get this guy in the door, is certainly an upgrade on what we have, especially knowing that Ben Chilwell's injury record has been so poor recently, and actually when he's been on the pitch he's not been playing well either. So it's nice to have Cucurella and maybe a little bit of competition there, because Ian Maatsen most likely will be going to Dortmund. It looks like they'll be putting in a bid lower than what we want, but eventually there'll be some sort of agreement there. So very, very promising left back, guys. I would check him out on YouTube if you haven't seen any videos already. He looks like a good player. Very happy with what I'm seeing. And 22 million euros is the price. Juventus are also interested because he did work with Thiago Motta when he was the manager at Bologna, and obviously now he's just signed a deal with Juventus. It makes sense why he's looking at this player, but in my eyes, I think Chelsea is a more attractive option. I think we'll be able to offer more money. The question is, will we? And what will the player do? We'll have to wait in the coming days to see what happens with that. Armando Broja, according to L'Equipe, the French magazine newspaper, he is linked with 3 clubs at the moment: Monaco, Watford, and AC Milan. 3 different countries. 3 different leagues. Watford aren't even in the Premier League, and they're competing with the likes of AC Milan and Monaco. So I think immediately that puts them out of the picture. If I was Broja, why would you choose a Championship team over a Champions League team like AC Milan and a top team like Monaco, where actually you don't have to pay any tax? So you got another benefit there. It looks like Monaco are the front runners at the moment. Chelsea really want 50 million, and that's what we tried to get previously when Fulham were interested. They took him out on loan. That did not go well. It wasn't entirely Broja's fault. There was a lot of competition with the strikers, and to be honest with you, I think the timing just wasn't good. But yeah, Monaco are looking at it right now. A realistic option is 25-30 million pounds for the Albanian, and I will take that every single day of the week. For me, Bro has a player who has a lot of potential, but he's just not Chelsea quality. And the way we're looking to play with Maresca is just not going to suit Bro at all. He likes balls coming into the box, getting it on his head. Maresca's not going to be doing that. We're going to be playing a lot of possession-based football. It's best for him to move on for the club and also for him personally. Now, we are also looking at Toussaint. God, I can't pronounce his name. Adarabioyo. Toussaint Adarabioyo, the 26-year-old Englishman from Fulham, who has been linked with Chelsea. His contract expires this summer. Chelsea are competing with the likes of Newcastle, who are actually the front runners for Toussaint. But it looks like in terms of the wages, Newcastle are not willing to overpay. And guess who is? Chelsea Football Club. And we, honestly, I don't actually have a big issue with it, to be honest with you. Thiago Silva has left Chelsea. Toussaint is over the age of 25, so he's 26. So he's not a complete youth player. It looks like a smart signing to me. And judging from what's going to happen with Chalobah as well, and some of the injury records of our other centre-backs like Fofana, then it would be good to have more depth in that position. You know, he's very tall. He's got a good heading ability, able to read the play, cut out crosses in his own box. And also happy to get stuck in, you know, a defender that I think Chelsea fans will be a big fan of. And Maresca as well, the most important thing, can you play out from the back? Yes, he can. So it looks like we'll be beating Newcastle, not because necessarily he'll choose Newcastle over us, but I think we'll just offer better wages. And he is still going to be in West London. Craven Cottage from Stamford Bridge, it's not even a 10-minute drive. When you go Newcastle 5 hours up, I think he'd rather stay in London personally. But if he does go to Newcastle, I think it'd be a big surprise. For me, this looks most likely to be one of our first signings of the summer transfer window, one of the early signings, and a smart one as well. So, yeah, very positive. But what I don't think is very smart is what we are doing with Trevoh Chalobah. Now, I've spoken about this before. Lots of people have spoken about this. Chalobah is not necessarily the best centre-back in the world. But he's a good player. And he's more than capable of playing for Chelsea. And there's no surprise that Manchester United are sniffing around looking at this player. 25 million. That is what we are looking for Trevoh Chalobah. That is disgusting. That's pathetic. 40 million minimum. And then, actually, it makes the deal with the Fulham defender Toussaint, it makes that deal look even better because we sold Chalobah for profit and then brought in another centre-back who is, I'm not saying is better, but a similar-ish level for free. And that looks like smart business. But for 25 million, honestly, I think it's pathetic. And I think that if Man United manage to get this deal over the line, they have got a steal. And you know, he's a top player. We know the lack of depth that Man United have defensively. You know, they've missed Lisandro Martinez, Varane as well at times. They've been changing their back four constantly. But guess what? We have as well. And Chalobah's one of the few players who can actually stay fit a lot of the time. And not to mention his versatility. He can play as a left-sided centre-back, a right-sided centre-back, and a right-back as well to fill in. So there's not many players that we really look at who have those credentials, knows the club, has won trophies with the club, and they're still open to selling this guy. For me, it's a no-brainer. You've got to keep Trevoh Chalobah unless you're getting a decent fee for him. And I just don't see any less than 40 million being a good deal for Chelsea. I think it's very, very just sloppy and careless. And considering how money-orientated Chelsea are at the moment with Clearlake and, well, we know what the ownership are like, it surprises me that we're not looking to get more out of this man. How can you value Almanda Broja at 50 million quid and Trevoh Chalobah at 25 million quid? Like, just process that in your head. And that's what confuses me, right? We're going to be selling Broja for 25, 30 million. If you get more money for Broja than Chalobah, you are strange. You're just silly. It doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, look, if he does go to Man United, there's not really an awful lot we can do. It would be a great signing for them. Like, we laughed at Man United last year because of what happened with Mason Mount, but we won't be laughing if anything happens with Chalobah. I think that's just a great deal for them. As well, we've got to welcome the new Chelsea women's manager, Bompasta, who was previously the manager at Lyon. She had an 85% win percentage. She is a winner. She's won lots of trophies with Lyon. Most people who follow football closely, if you know anything about women's football, Lyon have been one of the best women's team over the past decade, alongside Barcelona and Chelsea. This is another good appointment. I don't think you could really ever beat Emma Hayes because she's Chelsea through and through, but all the best to her. It looks like you know, she'll come in and she's got good players to work with. Let's just keep going and hopefully win the WSL again. And just to finish off as well, Petrovic was asked about Sesko from RB Leipzig, the striker, and he said that he knows about the rumours and he's been following him. He's been having a good half season. He's in great scoring form. He's a forward who has everything a modern player needs. He's tall, strong, fast and intelligent. I've watched some of his matches. Of course he can play in the Premier League. Absolutely. He has great potential and has been successfully proving it in recent months. So maybe Petrovic is trying to help Chelsea out. I don't know if he knows Sesko personally. It doesn't sound like he does, but he's a fan of the player. I'm a fan of the player. I think he would be a good striker to bring in, but not an upgrade on Nicholas Jackson, who I think actually has better stats than Sesko from the season. But one thing that Sesko will probably be able to adapt a little bit more to is that passing style of play that Maresca wants, that possession-based structure. Whereas I think Jackson really thrived in the chaos that Pochettino threw at him. And he was forced into positions where he had to hold the ball up and make these runs and press, and it was all over the place. I don't know if things will be quite as chaotic the way we're looking to play. We want to control games more, less mistakes, more patience. Nicholas Jackson doesn't strike me as that kind of player, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll be playing on the left wing under Maresca, and then we'll have Nkunku as a false nine dropping team, or who knows, we might sign Sesko as well. But yeah, listen guys, that's a little roundup for you. Tried to cram as much as I could in there. Let me know if you enjoyed the video, or if you agree or disagree with anything we're doing. Let me know. Do you think it's a disgrace that we're looking to sell Chalobah for 25 million? Do you think that any of the other players we're looking at are Chelsea standard? And is there anything you change about what we're doing? Let me know, guys. All the best and speak soon.